You win.
You know what I mean? Upon announcements is built upon exits. That's what business is built upon, and bottom lines. That's how people do business. So here they go. I know that Jack Dorsey wants to get into Africa, right? If anybody follows the dude Jack Dorsey, he says Africa is the future, right? So the CEO of Twitter, he plans to relocate to Africa within the next 10 years. He says Africa is the future. Bet on Africa. Africa is where it's going to be at. I would get on record to say, hell fucking yeah. You better bet on Africa. Stop shitting on Africa, because Africa, in the terms of crypto, blockchain, and a whole bunch of other things, is definitely the future. 70 somewhat percent of their population is under 35, right? They're highly advanced when it comes to blockchain technology and crypto technology and mobile, even more so than some people in America. They have an advantage to jump into cryptocurrency because some of them never had a fucking dollar to begin with. They don't, it's not hard for them to divorce the traditional method of finances or of currency, because they don't even know what that shit is to begin with. Right? And dealing with something, like I said, Cash App is the gamification of currency. Cash App is the gamification. It's simplified. It's Cash App. It's an app, but it's gamification. It's gamified. It's simplified the aspect of moving money around, sending money. It's a push of a button. He simplified the money game, right? So with something like a Cash App, a simple ass app, right? Something like Square, Cash App, PayPal. The Africans know how to use that. They all on Zelle. You know what I'm talking about? Every time I go get my hair braided, niggas is like, I only take Zelle. I'm like, what happened to Cash App? No, only Zelle, please. Okay, whatever you say. They're early adopters. It's not going to be hard to hardwire the continent and get them on their crypto. Yeah, and Akon is building a smart city, and he's launching a coin, and he's going to influence the whole entire continent with what he does. The Africa's influenced by Dubai. They seen them people build a whole fucking city out the desert. You know what I mean? Like, they already have strong influence outside the United States of America. They have influence by China. China's heavy in Africa, but China is ahead. China's on 6G. You go to China, you go to certain places in China, you think you in the future. So Africans benefit from things like that. Okay? So Dorsey tweeted the news Friday, writing that they are taking applications for a blind irrevocable trust focused on Africa and India. He promises the fund will have zero direction from himself and Jay-Z, and that the partners are searching for 3 board members. Dorsey and Jay-Z are investing 500 Bitcoin into the project, currently worth roughly 23 million, right? Bitcoin is already in Dorsey's portfolio. His other company, Square, bought 4,709 Bitcoins in October 2020, equaling to 50 million at the time, right? In 2018, the company expanded its mobile payment service Cash App to support Bitcoin trading, even for users without a bank account. And in 2019, it launched Square Crypto, which awards grants to Bitcoin developers and designers. Also this week, a Twitter executive said in an interview that the company is reviewing other new uses of the digital currency, including employee pay. Here is what happened in Bitcoin this week. So Bitcoin is on the rise. The shit is booming, right? Tesla, of course, you know, that was another boom. That was another thrive move. for any Bitcoin holders on this call. Because if you don't got the Bitcoin, I sound like Charlie Brown. You don't understand probably what the fuck I'm saying. Hopefully by the end of this class, you'll understand it more than you did walking into this class. But if you're holding, if you're an investor, even if you have a 0.00001 of it, you could go to Cash App right now and just put $1,000 on the coin. You don't need to have the whole coin. You can have fractions of it, and that shit will still grow. It will still move. It will still boom over time. So when Tesla dumped billions of dollars on Bitcoin, whoever was sitting on any coins or pieces of the coin, you automatically saw the benefit of that because the coin started to go on a rally. It started to take off. It started booming. Where did it go from like 40 to 50 something? So, right, the 1,000 true fans theory, right, is an applicable, viable formula. It's a formula that existed before the passion economy. It's a formula that existed and was being utilized before, like the rise of the social media networks, before people had 1 million followers. And, you know, I read the 1,000 True Fans Theory when I read the book, The Long Tail. This was like in the late 90s, if I'm correct. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even Web 2.0. You feel me? Thank you. It wasn't even Web 2.0. So this formula is a viable formula. I'm here to let you know personally. I don't use it per se in all of my, you know, but it's a formula that you know, I could stand by. I could definitely stand by, right? So this is an edited, updated version of an essay he wrote back in 2008. Oh, so this is in the 80s. I mean, this is in the early 2000s. This is before 2012. My bad. Okay. The revised essay appears in Tim Ferriss's new book, Tools of Titans. I believe the 1,000 True Fans concept will be useful to anyone making things or making things happen. If you still want to read the much longer original 2008 essay, you could get it after the read of this version. To be a successful creator, you don't need millions. You don't need millions of dollars or millions of customers, millions of clients or millions of fans. To make a living as a craftsman, photographer, musician, designer, author, animator, app maker, entrepreneur, or investor, you only need 1,000 of true fans. A true fan is defined as a fan that will buy anything you produce. These die-hard fans will drive 200 miles to see you sing. They will buy the hardback and paperback and audible versions of your books. They will purchase your next figurine sight unseen. They will pay for the best of DVD version of your free YouTube channel. They will come to your chef's table once a month. If you have roughly 1,000 of true fans like this, also known as super fans, you can make a living if you're content to making a living, but not a fortune, right? Here's how the math works. You need to meet 2 criteria. First, you have to create enough reach each year that you can earn on average $100 profit from each true fan. That is easier to do in some arts and businesses than others, but it is a good creative challenge in every area because it is always easier and better to give your existing customers more than it is to find new fans, right? Meaning that you could over deliver, which is a business strategy versus under delivering and then having to find new fans or convert a whole person into a super fan rather than just pouring in to your super fans. Second, you must have a direct relationship with your fans. That is, they must pay you directly. You get to keep all of their support. Unlike the small percent of their fees you might get from a music label, publisher, studio, retailer, or other intermediate. If you keep the full 100 of each true fan, then you need only 1,000 of them to earn 100,000 per year. That's a living for most folks. I just want to interject real quick, right? That you can see how time has changed all of these concepts and formulas, because making $100,000 a year is frowned upon in my community. This nigga's making 100 racks a month. You know what I'm talking about? They're talking about $100 profit from each fan. It's people pulling 100 a day out of people. What are you talking about? A year? Instead of a year. People are frowning on 100,000. That's poor. So from 2008 to where we are in 2021, shit done shifted. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? It done shifted. Even to be a millionaire, that's basic Betty, and it's like, you only made $1 million, nigga? Like, really? That's it? Okay. 1,000 customers is a whole lot more feasible. And there's people out here that's like, if I don't got 50,000 followers and they all shop with me, then I'm a failure at life. I know people like that personally. You know what I mean? I know people like that they take that shit to heart. 1,000 customers is a whole lot more feasible to aim for than 1 million fans. Millions of paying fans is not a realistic goal to shoot for, especially when you're starting out. But 1,000 fans is doable. You might even be able to remember 1,000 names. If you added one new true fan per day, it'll only take a few years to gain 1,000. The number 1,000 is not absolute. Its significance is in its rough order of magnitude, 3 orders less than 1 million. The actual number has to be adjusted for each person. If you are able to earn $50 per year per true fan, then you need 2,000. Likewise, if you can sell $200 per year, you only need 500 true fans. Or you may need only $75K per year to live on, so you adjust downward. Or if you're a duet or have a partner, then you need to multiply by 2 to get 2,000 fans. For a team, you need to multiply further. Henceforth, why you don't see any more fucking Wu-Tangs popping up. The shit sound good, but when it come time to break that show money, my niggas, you know what I'm talking about? Like, what? Is 9 of y'all? Really? Y'all might as well just donate the show money to a cause, because how you gonna break show money down 9 times? You know what I mean? God damn it. Wu-Tang love the kids, but you niggas got a bad business model. But the good news is that the increase in the size of your true fan base is geometric and linear in proportion to the size of the team. If you increase the team by 33%, you only need to increase your fan base by 33%. Another way to calculate the support of a true fan is to aim to get one's day's wages per year from them. Can you excite or please them sufficient to earn 1 day's labor? That's a high bar, but not impossible for 1,000 people worldwide. And of course, not every fan will be super, right? While the support may be sufficient for a living, for every single true fan, you may have 2 or 3 regular fans. Think of concentric circles with true fans at the center and a wider circle of regular fans around them. These regular fans may buy your creations occasionally or may have bought only once, but their ordinary purchases expand your total income. Perhaps they bring in an additional 50%. Still, you want to focus on the super fans because the enthusiasm of true fans can increase the patronage of regular fans. True fans not only are the direct source of your income, but also your chief marketing force for the ordinary fans. Case in point, you know, if you drop something, like if you have a merch drop, right? If you drop an album, if you drop vinyl, if you drop a new hat, if you drop a single, you know, your super fans, they're gonna pop up, they're gonna tag you when they get the item, they're gonna tag it. You know, they're gonna promote that shit. They're gonna be a brand ambassador for your brand. And then you'll have ordinary customers who are not as fast as them. They're not as quick to order. They're not gonna get it the first day out. But they fuck with you, right? In your movement. So naturally, they're gonna look to see if niggas fucking with you still. Like, let me see if this nigga's still hot. Oh, okay. I'm on his stories and he got 10 people that's rocking his video or his music or his single or his hat or his shirt or his hoodie or reading his book, posting it, and then they fall in line, right? And then they like, nigga, I guess I'm missing out. I need to get on that. You know what I mean? If they take them serious, then I'm gonna take them serious. And that's just the psychology of customers. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's how people are, you know, shit, that's how they move. But they are definitely, your super fans are your chief marketing force. They push the narrative. They keep you alive. They keep you afloat. They make you seem like you bigger than life. Fans, customers, patrons have been around forever. What's new here? A couple of things. While direct relationship with customers was the default mode in old times, the benefits of modern retailing meant that most creators in the last century did not have direct contact with consumers. Often, even the publishers, studios, labels, and manufacturers did not have such critical information as the name of their customers. For instance, despite being in business for hundreds of years, no New York book publisher knew the names of their core and dedicated readers. For previously creators, these intermediates, and there was often more than one, meant you need much larger audience to have a success. With the advent of ambiguous peer-to-peer communication and payment systems, also known as the web today, everyone has access to excellent tools that allow anyone to sell directly to anyone else in the world. So a creator in Bend, Oregon can sell and deliver a song to someone in Kathmandu, Nepal as easily as a New York record label, maybe even more easily. This new technology permits creators to maintain relationships so that the customer can become a fan, and so that the creator keeps the total amount of payment, which reduces the number of fans needed. This new ability for the creator to retain the full price is revolutionary, but a second technological innovation amplifies that power further. A fundamental virtue of a peer-to-peer network like the web is that the most obscure node is only one click away from the most popular node. In other words, the most obscure